You mix it, it may look okay. You let it rest, you do a stretch and fold, it may look a little better, and then you come back and do maybe your second and your third stretch and fold, but it just, so maybe 2 or 3 hours have passed, but it's still just this sloopy, gloppy mess that just completely tears. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. It's your starter. Here's why. Inside your starter, there are these tiny little microorganisms that you cannot see. Yes, it just looks like a mixture of flour and water and it bubbles, right? Which it is, but it's deeper than that. Inside there are yeasts, wild yeasts, and bacteria. And if you have way too many bacteria or just more bacteria than wild yeasts, then those yeasts don't even have the chance to ferment and make your dough light, airy, and bubbly before the bacteria swoop in and start breaking down all the gluten. So instead of this long period of time where your dough has a chance to go through this proper ferment and get light, airy, pillowy, bubbly, and beautiful, and it wants to stay together and it doesn't tear apart, this army of bacteria swoop through and break it all down because there's just a bigger army of bacteria than an army of yeast. So it just breaks it down before it even has a chance to get to it. So it's an unfair battle straight from the start. And that's why you can't get a good loaf. You may be doing all the steps perfect and exact, but if your starter is acidic and imbalanced, it's not gonna work out. So what am I gonna do? Through some rehab, totally fixable. You are going to just feed it a really high ratio. Start small. I have several videos back talking about keeping a small starter and feeding it a high ratio. My ratio of choice is a 1-5-5, so just take 10 grams of starter, feed it 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water, leave it at room temperature, and then just do that for about 2 or 3 days. And if you notice that it starts to finally double, triple in size within 6 to 7 hours after feeding it, and it smells pleasant, slightly sweet and yeasty, then it should have been rebalanced and you have now a nice balance of yeast bacteria ratio to properly ferment your dough.